This is Kerry Stellar from In the Girls Corner, and I am here interviewing Ana Bozovic. Ana, how are you?
I'm doing great, thank you. Luckily, no infection. We're healing. We're healing.
I cannot believe what happened to you. When I saw the pictures, I'll be honest, I was completely blown away. I've been a journalist for 12, 15 years in mixed martial arts. I've been a competitor for 6 years almost, and I have never seen anything like that happen. Thankfully, in the matches I was in, and even in the stuff I've covered, I've never seen anything like that. I showed it to my coach, and he said the same thing. He's been competing for 20 plus years, and he's a third degree black belt under Matt Serra, and so he's been around the block. And he said, "I've never seen anything like that." Tell us a little bit about what happened. I know you competed for Naga, and how did everything go down?
Yeah, I look at that picture and I'm still in disbelief. No one has seen anything like it, including my coach who's competed again over 30 years. Renzo Gracie reshared it. No one has seen anything like it. So yeah, it was a local Naga, and it was really, gearing up to be a non-event. There are never any women that sign up. I'm in Miami, so in South Florida, for the new breeds or the Nagas. And so they're a great way to get a competition experience that local, but unfortunately, almost no women ever sign up. So my coach saw it. He said, "Hey, a woman signed up. Like, you got to go. It's only half hour away. Like, do it instead of open mat," right? So it was just a non-event. It was just like a woman signed up. Let's go get in, just get a body in before ADCC trials. Just I had 2 super fights recently. Let's just keep it moving, whatever. I said, cool. And she's about 20 pounds heavier. I don't care, whatever. She's a brown, but not to be mean, in my opinion, she's clearly not a professional. So it's just, for me, it's like a training day, right? So I'm like, cool. But anyway, ADCC trials, I'm doing 65 plus kilos. They'll be bigger than me anyway. So let's go. And so I get there. I'm like, cool. And this is the only time I've ever competed in my age group. I always just do pro or adult. So she was a grown adult. So I'm over 40. She was over 40. But again, she was the only woman that signed up. I literally went up to her weight class and took it because she was the only female competitor that signed up my weight or higher. So cool. I get there expecting a non-event.
It's always a problem when you're a woman and there's nobody in your weight class. In our age range, I'm in your age range. I'm 46 years old.
No, but I normally don't compete in my age group anyway. I do adult or pro. My last super fight was the 28-year-old. So I don't. My point is, I don't care. And she was literally the only woman that signed up. So whatever it is, if she's not lighter than me, I'm taking it. Let's go. Yeah. And so we get there, and she was walking around you get people's energy. I usually befriend the women that I compete with. I like to. I think it's a male-dominated sport. So as women, I think it's important to have a camaraderie. We're all competitors, we're all from the rule set, but having camaraderie is very important. And she was walking around like some bully. I'm like, man, this woman has a weird vibe. I'm just looking at her, and she was kind of glaring at me. And I'm like, lady, this is not a UFC standoff. And not for nothing, you're going to be easy for me. So calm down. I'm just looking at her wow, okay.
Chill out.
So I'm like, okay, lady, you're my training day, but okay. Anyway, so that's actually what happened. Straight takedown, And what was happening, it was funny because people who don't compete, they're like, oh, didn't you feel it right away? Well, no, because you have adrenaline. It only started to hurt 5 minutes after the fact. That's the whole thing. And it's just basically tell me you've never competed without telling me you never competed, saying, oh, didn't you feel it right away? No.
Literally.
I did not feel it right away. So yeah, basically she's there. And I remember I switched arms, and I remember thinking something feels really weird. That's actually what I felt. I'm like, something's weird. And that's why I kept taking and moving my arm, and that's why the marks were from here to here, because I kept readjusting my arm. And she just kept following with her open mouth, which is crazy, crazy. And then we stand up, and here's what's so bizarre. Even if he did something by accident, what happened was so shocking that you would be shocked. You'd be like, oh my goodness, how could this happen? She wasn't shocked at all, and she didn't care at all. It wasn't even oh wow, I didn't mean to, oh my God, a normal reaction, right? No, She was literally what? I didn't, she had no reaction. It was what's the big deal? And there was broken skin. I still have scabs. And she was literally what? And there was supposed to be a best 2 out of 3 because there were only 2 women at the Naga. And I would have killed her again easily, obviously. And then she got disqualified. So she actually made another account because she shut down her first account. And she said that I got her disqualified because I was dodging her for the next match.
The dumbest thing I've ever heard. The only reason why I would be dodging her is going to the hospital, make sure I don't have rabies.
I said, lady, I have open wounds. I'll kick your ass again, but I have broken skin, and human bite marks are disgusting, and I have broken skin in my arm. We're not going again. This is. and she might like gouge my eyes out next time. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this woman's crazy. Like, absolutely not, lady. Like, it's over. And the ref was a professional. We all saw it, and he was just like, oh my God, everyone was shocked. And my coach took the picture right away. He called over the venue ref, and the venue ref he doesn't know why he's being called over. He runs over before we say anything. He sees my arm and he goes, what the F is that?
Wow.
And we're all like, yeah. And he's
That's
like,
a good referee.
no, the ref's a good guy. We become friends. Like because people were saying online, didn't the ref see? I'm like, no, he didn't see because her face was down. And this never happens. Like, why?
Well, unless he was here and underneath you, like in front of you, he's not going to see it.
No. And the ref's a super good guy. We connected after, and he handled it really well. Once he saw it, he took control.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, but it was just like, I look at those pictures and I'm still in disbelief. Oh, and numerous women have reached out to me thanking me because apparently she's a huge mat bully. So after this match, after this little commotion, this nice young woman came up to me. She's 27 years old. She's still a white belt. And she started as a white belt where this lady had trained. And she told me, she came up to me, she's like, oh, can I talk to you, please? I said, sure. And she said, thank you so much for kicking her ass and getting her DQ'd because she used to terrorize her. She used to be a dangerous training partner, bully her in training. And this poor young woman had started jiu-jitsu because she was having a difficult time in life. And this woman almost made her have a nervous breakdown and she almost quit jiu-jitsu right after she started. And then she switched gyms and found another place to train, thankfully. But yes.
That's incredible. And you know what? This is such an important conversation to have because there are so many people that might want to try jiu-jitsu, might even want to try training it before, the thought of competing. And a lot of people's concerns are, am I going to get hurt? Am I going to get bullied? Am I going to get brutalized? Is there somebody that's going to harass me? And it does happen. There are, shitty people in the world, but you have to find a gym that you're comfortable in, that you're safe in, that you have safe training partners. And it's super important because especially I'm 46, like I said, I started 6 years ago. That was imperative for me to find people that I knew weren't going to hurt me. I already came in with injuries. So it was like, I didn't want to get more, and you need to know that when you're competing, that your life or your health isn't at risk. And I mean, biting, like you said, the human mouth, lots of bacteria. I mean, people don't know that. Normal people don't know. There's tons of bacteria in the human mouth. You could get so many infections and diseases from getting bit. And that's just one thing that could happen. You need to know that you're safe. I mean, the ref's job is fighter safety, competitor safety. I was going to be a referee. I've taken the courses. I've sat with Ana Bozovic. Kevin McDonald is a friend of mine. Very good friends with a lot of referees, and that's their job. So kudos to your referee because he did his job. He saw something was going on and he rectified it immediately. And shame on Claudina. We can't pronounce her last name. Unfortunately, she's got a Portuguese last name and beautiful, but we can't pronounce it. So I'm not going to even try to butcher her name, but shame on her, and shame on her for creating an account and taking it down immediately because I went to look just to see, and I was going to comment on her thing and say, hey, if you would like to do an interview and back up what your claims are, we could, but there's no way I'm going to be able to talk to her. I could see that, seems like she's unhinged to say the least, especially the way that she acted towards you before you even had your match.
Down was illegal because her shirt came up on the way down. So she wasn't even wearing a rash guard. She was wearing a baggy t-shirt.
I can't. And she's supposed to be a brown belt, correct?
I don't know.
You're like, I'm not sure.
No, I don't know.
But it is. It's hard. It's hard as a woman to find a competitor in your age range, in your weight class. I'm, 120 pounds on a good day. To find somebody at 46 that's 120 pounds on a good day is, it's hard. So most of the times you're going to have to compete against younger people. My first match was against somebody 10 years younger than me, and she was, oh my God, 35 pounds heavier than me. I didn't even give a shit because most people don't know when you're training, like you said, there's not a ton of girls in the gym. You're training with people that are a lot bigger than you anyway.
Correct.
So training with a girl, like you were saying, and that's so funny because my coach was saying, I was telling him I want to compete again a couple months ago, and he's like, we got to get you more girls to roll with just to see where you're at. And I would like to know where my head's at, because training against the guy is completely different. They shouldn't go full force on you. I mean, they should give you, good competition and so you could train and learn, but no, they should never go full force. Like I had a guy do that to me once and it was crazy, but that's, very few and far in between. And what happened to you doesn't happen often.
No,
but the fact that it did.
Millions of views. It's shocking everyone. This is not the norm, which is why, it has over 16 million views on Twitter because it is so shocking. It's not a normal thing at all. So everybody watching this, the reason it's gone so viral is because it is so unusual. Like no one has, people like your coach or my coach, people have competed for decades, have never seen anything like it, which is why it's so shocking.
It is.
when I heard the mat bully stories, that's so unfortunate. And especially as women in training, it's a male-dominated sport, and you see a woman who's a beginner stepping onto the mat. Already, that's a big step because it is mostly guys on that mat. And any woman who comes in there and takes that step, if you're a woman who has more experience and who's been there longer, I think it's on us to make her feel welcome, not to bully her. Like
absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, like you said, there's not enough camaraderie anyway, right? And there's not enough females to train with and to compete against anyway. So we really should have each other's back. The first thing I did was reach out to you. I saw your posts about a month ago. I saw you had done something, and I was like, oh my gosh, she's so pretty. You don't see beautiful fighters and competitors all the time. So to me, it's a beautiful thing to see that. And I wanted to reach out to you, and then I lost you in the sauce, and I was like, I can't find this chick. And it just so happens that I saw that, and I was like, oh, I remember her. I saw her stuff a month ago.
Silver lining. See there, it's all connecting again. Life works out that way. And I made friends with that nice young woman who came up to me and told me that, I should end up switching gyms and so forth. So we became friends. So positive things come up, unexpected positive things come out of it. But yeah, it's I loathe bullies, and especially women towards other women. That's just there's no place for that. Whenever I go to an open mat and I see girls I don't know, women I don't know, I make it a point to go shake their hand first. I do my warm-up rounds with them. I always go to their level. My only goal with most women, unless they're very serious athletes or competitors, of which there are not many. So for 95% of women I roll with, my only goal is for them to feel good about the role and have fun and feel good about their jiu-jitsu. My ego does not need it at all. Do you know what I mean? I have enough male training. I train with a lot of professional fighters. I have enough male training partners that I don't need to protect, that I can go 100% and do whatever I want to do. So with these girls, with these women, truly my only goal is for them to like feel good and have fun. And I can't imagine bullying women who are beginners in the gym. Like, that's just like, who does that? But who does that? Okay.
Absolutely. A special kind of person. That's a special kind of person that does that, and not a good special. Because correct. You're right. That doesn't happen. It doesn't. I've been training for 6 years. It does not happen. There are bullies, but there's not a lot. And you know what? The girls that are bullies, you could kind of see people are standoffish with them. People know, and you could read energies, and it's not hard to see when somebody's glaring at you and, giving you a weird vibe. It's easy to tell, and it's very important that more women need to be like you and need to be a woman's woman. Be a woman's woman, because women are bullied, and you don't know where they come. We don't know where women's stories are before they come into the gym. And like you said, an open mat, you never know who you're going to roll with. So to be nice and kind, it just takes 2 seconds.
100%. And again, any woman stepping in there knows that she's stepping into a male-dominated arena, and that's already a step. Most women are too intimidated to do that. So once they're already in the room, and if you're there and you have more experience or seniority or whatever, it's on you as the other woman to be like, hey, like, welcome, nice to meet you, and make it a good experience for everybody. It's just
absolutely.
I can't imagine like bullying women who are beginners. That's it blows my mind.
It makes no sense. I mean, we have in our gym, we have a women's class, and when the young girls would come up into the women's class, I wouldn't go hard with them. I would at most like mount them and just see where they're at, kind of control them a little bit, but I wouldn't go and try to rip their arms out or, choke them out. That's not right. You want to teach a 16, 17-year-old that, hey, you know what, you can do this too.
Yes. And you want them to feel empowered and good about it. Yeah. And like, you want them to keep going and feel good about themselves.
And not stop because of a bad experience. And that's the reality, is that there can be such bad experience, but there really aren't a lot. And I want to emphasize that, because I don't want people to think that, oh, there's so many, but there are few and far in between. But you really want to strive to be, a role model, to be the person that, oh, you know what, I want to do what she does. I want to be able to get in there and compete. You know what I mean? Like that's so important.
1000%. And it's funny because, again, I train with a lot of guys. So it's easier for me because I'm bigger than you. So there are more guys that are my weight. There are virtually no guys that are your weight. I don't know there's no man who's 20.
there's no kids that are my weight. I'm literally the tiniest person in the gym, unfortunately. And it's a good thing, because most of my training partners are way bigger than me. But they are like maybe a flyweight and
like a 12-year-old boy. Like, I don't know. Literally. No, I know. So my last 2 super fights were at 155. And I'm 5'10".
Okay. Oh,
So
wow. Good for
yeah,
you.
I'm tall. So yeah, so and I'm like lean at 155. Like I'm ripped at 155. So they asked me
I
last week,
could see that.
they're like, could you do 145? I'm like, absolutely not, guys. Like I'm not chubby. That's like my like lean weight. So like I'm normally 158, 159. I just cut 2-3 pounds, 2-3 pounds fat. So there are plenty of guys. So I train a lot of fighters. On Fridays I train with the team. So a lot of UFC guys or PFL guys who fight at 135, they're my weight in normal life, because then they cut like 160, 155 in normal life. And those boys are great training partners. So I train with a lot of fighters. I do a lot of my training with MMA guys. Because actually I prefer MMA culture to jiu-jitsu culture heavily, especially in South Florida. I find that they not to say, but like I feel like I have more of a camaraderie with MMA guys than jiu-jitsu guys. I train like twice a week with pure jiu-jitsu guys for different looks, like because they attack legs more, things like this. But I guess like stylistically as an athlete, I vibe better with MMA guys. So I was running partners, a lot of fighters. That's why I got into jiu-jitsu. So I ran track. Actually, I came in second in the country in my age group in the 400 meters back in the day, which is So I was running parts of all these fighters, and it was like a 2-year campaign. They finally all got me to do jiu-jitsu, and then I became the biggest addict of everybody. But
you probably know a lot of my friends that train down in Florida from New York. Matt Frivola goes down there to train a couple times a year. Steamroller, he's a UFC fighter. Who does he go down with? Billy Q goes down with him. And then I train with Marab here and there. So I train with a lot of the 135ers and 145ers.
Yeah.
Same thing. I am literally, I know exactly what you're talking about.
They're
And
bigger
it's different.
They're my size in real life.
What?
They're my size in real life. They're bigger than you in real life, because they all walk at like 160. I know. Yeah.
They are. But you know what? Most of them that we get in there, they're usually already training for a fight. So they're, in the range of, everybody's bigger than me. Like
everybody's bigger than you. Like
but it's so much fun. And there is a major difference. Like you said, the jiu-jitsu guys are going for a lot more leg attacks. Correct. MMA fighters, they have a different style, because you need a different style. You're not just rolling. You're rolling, you have punches. You have so many different factors in there. And my coach happens to do MMA jiu-jitsu. He is a jiu-jitsu guy, but he's also an MMA fighter. So he can kind of combine both, where, a lot of people can't. And I love it.
I love that too. Same. That approach works best for me. And also personally, I haven't done jiu-jitsu that long. I've just been a great athlete my whole life. So my advantage or whatever I have isn't the years I've done jiu-jitsu. It's actually athleticism. I'm just a very high level athlete for women. And I'm very, very strong for women. So my advantage is an athletic advantage. And I find that MMA style jiu-jitsu translates to that better than like playing jiu-jitsu. So it works.
You could see that you're extremely athletic. How did you get into jiu-jitsu, and what other sports did you compete in?
That's what I'm saying. So I ran track as an adult, and so I was living at the track. I live close to the track at South Beach, in Miami, and so as much as I train jiu-jitsu now, I was at the track at that time. And there's a boxing gym, Fifth Street Boxing Gym in South Beach, run by Coach Dino, and that's kind of carrying on the legacy of Muhammad Ali trained, because he trained at Fifth Street Boxing Gym. And so he would have these fighters in the track a few times a week, and they always saw me, so I became friends. I would join their workouts, and he used to love to say, "Gentlemen, don't be last," which meant don't be behind the girl. And I was not last. And so from there, I kind of became friends with some MMA guys, some of whom have grappling backgrounds, so forth. So it's between Coach Dino and them, like a collective thing to convince me. And I didn't want to. I was obsessed with winning the 200 meters at Masters Worlds. And then I had a ridiculous ankle injury. I tripped over nothing.
Oh, isn't that the worst?
And then I couldn't run that year. And I was like, God damn it. And so then I was like, fine, I'll try jiu-jitsu. And we put mats in the boxing ring. And now I became the biggest addict. Now I'm so annoying now. Now I'm always like, guys, let's train. And I'm like choking people on the street.
Love it. I love it. How long have you been training?
About 4 years.
That's amazing. What belt are you?
Purple.
You're a purple belt. I'm working on my purple belt. I'm literally like so close to it. My coach is like, I just want to see you roll with a handful of females. And he's like, and that's, he's like, you're you're there. I'm like, well, thank you. I appreciate it. I've been training about full-time 4 years. Amazing. During COVID, I had the same, not my foot, but my shoulder. I have both my shoulders. One's reconstructed, one's repaired. So I had a, couple of little things happen in training, and it was a freak thing, not the regular injury, a whole different one. Thankfully hasn't happened in a while. And it was on my own real bizarre accord that I did something stupid and moved the wrong way, and my shoulder pops out. So I had to be very careful. And, but 4 years solid, I've been training. And the same thing, I literally half the time want to get my friends in there. I'm like, come on, I play pool competitively. So I'm like a lot like you. I was an athlete when I was younger. I've been shooting pool for 20 plus years. Awesome. And I'm constantly like joking around with the guys. I'm like, come on, you want me to show you what to do off the table?
That's awesome.
And it's great because it's amazing. It's actually helped both of the sports for me.
Yep.
Jiu-jitsu has helped my game and pool exponentially. I'm still not quite sure how, but it made me that much better of a pool player, where I was in Vegas World Championships this summer. So we have a lot of the same aspirations, different fields, which is really amazing.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's all connected. I do a lot of big public speaking, and I find that competing in jiu-jitsu helps with all of that, because it gives you, I guess, I mean, especially competing, it's such a real-time event. There's no pause, there's no rewind, there's nothing like that. And you have to believe in your own ability to create the outcome that you want. And it teaches you how to have the zen and take control of a situation, I think, in a way that few things do.
Absolutely. What do you public speak about? I was going to ask you, what do you do outside of the ring and the cage and
My
here
double
above
life,
the mats?
crazy double life. So
I love it.
apart the jiu-jitsu, I founded something called Analytics Miami about 10, 11 years ago. So I was born in Serbia, but I grew up in New York City, and then I've been in Miami for 15 years.
You grew up in New York City and now you're in Miami. I'm in Long Island.
Oh, there you go. So no, I lived in New York from age 3 to 27, like most of my life. And yeah, and then I've been down here for 13 years. So analytics. So I studied math and physics at Columbia University. I'm super nerdy, and I publish long-term trend analysis reports on the real estate markets and macroeconomics down here that have become an industry standard. So I'm on all the press. I was a governor of the Association of Realtors for 4 years. And so I give keynote speeches at conferences and things about investing, the world, real estate, blah, blah, blah. I tell people where the world's going, and it's fun. And so that's my weird double life. So I consult with developers, real estate developers, help them figure out what to build based upon projections of pipeline, so forth. I broker deals for individuals, institutions, so forth. So it's my weird, complete double life. It's funny. Sometimes I have a speaking event or a meeting after training, and I'll we train like lunatics, and then I go shower, change, and I leave in heels and a dress. And the boys I train with are like, she does some smart shit when she's not here. And then some guys call me Wonder Woman. Do you know who started that? Do you know Adriano Moraes?
No.
He was one champion. He knocked out Mighty Mouse.
Okay, yes, I do.
Mine. Adriano started. He calls me Wonder Woman. That's the best. He's always like, Wonder Woman, what's up?
I love it. I love it. That's like the Superman of the jiu-jitsu world. You come in and you're in one thing and you leave in another. I
quite literally. They're like, there she is on stage with 2 huge real estate developers discussing the future of the world. And then there I am at training.
I love that.
Why not? It's all connected.
I love that, because you could tell you have a very strong energy and very you're very confident, which is amazing. You have to be able to do public speaking. You can't be up there, like your nails, mincing words.
That's the most important thing, actually, because there's a saying that people forget what you said, but remember how you made them feel. And it's not that you should say nonsense. You should say good things, but the delivery or your presence and how you communicate it is so important. Yeah, so you have to have great confidence in what you have to have. Well, and the confidence is it's belief. It's belief in what you're saying. And then if you believe in what you're saying and you have faith in that, then you should share it with the world.
I'm going to ask you a wild, out of the pocket question. Did you ever think about politics?
Oh, people have asked me that.
I know I was like, this is going to be out of the pocket because
no, but
like I said, you're so sound, and it's like you would be great in that arena.
I find the world so unpalatable.
It is.
Like, I don't want to spend time or breathe the air of most of the people who are involved in politics. That's not how I want to spend my time on earth at all. I can't. It's just the people involved to me are so abhorrent. Most of them, not all of them, but most of them. And the whole ecosystem around it is kind of gross to me. So, yeah.
No, I absolutely agree with you. But I mean, your energy is amazing. It really, really is. And I just, like sitting here talking to you, I'm like, she would be great in politics. Maybe not so much politics, maybe advising them. You know what I mean? Because you're right. It is unpalatable. You almost don't want to like taste the air that they're breathing.
Correct.
And, a lot of them are absolutely awful people, but maybe people like you can change that and change them. Give them a different, perspective on how they are.
I don't think so, actually. I think it's the whole ecosystem around it. It's a whole reward system that selects for that type of behavior. And it's not just the individual, the one, like the figurehead, the politician. It's the whole ecosystem around them, the whole, no. And I think it's been that way since like the beginning of civilization. Like, I don't think there's anything that one person can change there, because the reward mechanisms are not skewed towards anything.
Yeah.
It's all skewed towards staying in power. And then that becomes
whether it's a lie or not, staying in power is the important thing. Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. So
and you're not, I can tell you're not a liar. You're not a bullshitter. So to be around those kind of people would probably be more of a, energy drain than anything.
A huge energy drain, correct. And also I just all the weird maneuverings and things around. I mean, I'm acquainted with a lot of high level politicians, and they're not all bad people, like at all, but they're very good at maneuvering that ecosystem.
Mm.
And I don't even want to see that ecosystem, if that makes sense. Ooh, where'd you go? She's gone. Kelly.
Come on, Anna.
She's back.
So
Okay.
sorry about that. My phone rang and I'm sitting here. I'm like, get
No
out
problem.
of here. Get out of here. I don't want to go away. Sorry about that, my girl. So yeah, no, I absolutely agree with you. And there is a big sadness about that, you know, I wish that we could change the political landscape and how they are. But you're right, there isn't bad in everything. I have, you know, local politicians that I know from my family. My dad's been in politics forever locally. And they are a lot alike, you know?
Yeah. And in local politics, though, sometimes you can make change, because local politicians are more involved directly with what's happening in the community.
Yes.
So actually, through local politics, you can create real change you could see and feel in your community. And there is a value to that. That's a little bit of a different thing.
And that's really where it all starts. You know, a lot of people don't realize that a lot of it starts locally. Like your federal government has its place, but what's going to affect your life the most is your local politicians, your local government, more so than anything.
I agree. And that's, you can get real tangible differences to quality of life. Totally.
Absolutely. Now, where do you train out of?
Okay, so I train a few different places. So I train with Baby Monster of Valdir Arujo. He's my main coach. I go a few times a week. And then Fridays, I train with Jay-Z Cavalcante at MMA Science and some of the fighters up there. I've known Jay-Z also for many, many years. And I train twice a week. Wagner Rocha runs the pro training at Fight Sports. So I go there. So yeah, that's kind of my combo. So it's twice a week with Wagner's training, and the other days it's with coach, and then I go up with the MMA guys every Friday for 2-3 hours.
That's amazing. Have you had any MMA fights?
No.
Are you planning on it? Because I know you mentioned in the comments that you would love to fight her in a cage, and I was like, is that in your future?
Just her, but in general, no.
Just more jiu-jitsu. Would you ever think about combat jiu-jitsu?
No, I don't even like combat jiu-jitsu. I think if you're going to hit people, just hit them. Like, make it.
I agree with that. I don't love the slapping.
I think it's kind of like, to me, it's not my thing. If I'm going to hit someone, like, and then it's like they're hitting, like, it becomes a weird contrived, like, what's a slap, what's not a slap, and just hit them at that point. So I don't know, but MMA, no, I don't have it in me to, like, you know, like ground and like elbow a woman's face in. It's not. I have so many friends that are great fighters, men and women, and I respect them so much. They're some of my best friends, but I don't have it in me. Like, you have to want to damage somebody, and I don't necessarily have that in me. It's not, no.
No, I definitely can see, and you would have to want to hurt them, or at least put them in a position where they can be hurt, because if not, they're going to do the same thing to you.
Correct.
And you know, you have to, you have to be in that mindset. And it's actually really amazing that there is that you can have either the mindset to be, you know, in jiu-jitsu where you don't have to destroy the person. You know, you can submit them, you can, you know, put them. A lot of people, you could do controlling points, you know what I mean? So it's amazing that you can have both, or one or the other. You know, you don't have to get into mixed martial arts to do MMA. You could get into it to do jiu-jitsu and train and get in shape. And there is a big place for it. Do you train like kickboxing or anything?
For fun. I'll do wall stuff 2 ways to help some of the girls at the gym. But I mean, I just love to train. So if I'm there, I'm down. Like, we can do whatever, but
I love it.
I don't have it in me. Although, like, when I compete, it's so funny because, do you have a strategy? I'm like, no. It was one time I had a match and Jay-Z was my corner, and he goes to me, do we know anything about this girl? I'm like, no. He goes, okay, just kill her. And I'm like, okay. Like, that actually, I'm just like, I'm just going to kill this chick. That actually is my mentality when I go into a match, but I don't like, I'm not going to actually, like, you know what I mean? I don't actually make them bleed. So within the jiu-jitsu context, I do think I'm going to kill them. Like, I'm like, let's just go. And I have a very physical style. I don't like jiu-jitsu. Like, we're gonna go.
Oh, you like more of attacking. I actually same thing. I'd rather be on the constant. Well, I'm so tiny, I kind of have to be on a constant attack, because if not, I'm gonna be attacked. So I do get that, and I do. You know, it's funny because that's how I was told I was very intimidating when I play pool. And I was like, well, what do you mean? And they're like, you always look like you're going to kick someone's ass. I'm like, oh, that's because I'm constantly going in my head, I could fuck this person up. Like, I could kill this person outside of here. This is nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess it wears, when your mindset is there, it wears on your face and you could see it, on your body and everything in me. So people get very intimidated playing me. I actually kind of wear that now as like a little chip on my shoulder.
Good for you. That's fantastic.
I'm like,
I love it. She pulls it off at her size. That's awesome.
It is. It's nice. And, not having a game plan sometimes is all right, just to go in there and know that you're going to win and know that you're going to beat that person.
Go with the flow. You have to trust your training and know that you put in the work. And if you put in the work, you just have to let it flow. You have to feel, that's how I approach it. I have to feel the opponent. I don't go in there thinking like, I'm going to do X, Y, Z. No, I go in there thinking we're just going to dominate and then feel the opponent. That's just it. Just clear your head and see what happens.
And get it done.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean,
you said you're training for Worlds?
No, yes, also that's coming up. ADCC trials is this weekend, so we're gonna go do that. And fun stuff. Speaking of mindset, I did an ADCC Open in Miami. It was like 2 months ago or so, and I signed up for 70 plus kilos on purpose because trials is only 65 plus, and I don't want to cut to 60. I can't cut 65, and so I was like, okay, instead of doing 65, 70, I'll do 70 plus and get used to bigger girls. And I figured they'll be like, like normal chunky women, like 180. I don't know. I train with guys for 20 pounds bigger all the time, like whatever. Okay.
Yeah.
So my first opponent was 270 pounds. It's on my Instagram. I'm actually serious. That was her weight, like not me making it up. That was her verified weight. Literally. Again, I'm 5'10", so she was like significantly taller than me, like 6'2".
She like Gabby Garcia taller?
Probably, yeah. She was like 6'2". And like
Gabby Garcia is very tall.
Yeah, this woman was like, I'm 5'10". She was a lot taller than me and like huge, also fat, obviously, but like huge, Wow. And she was the first match in the bracket. And so I'm standing there and Jay-Z was with me and also, one of my best friends, Jarzinho Rosenstrike.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, he's like my brother. He's like one of my very best friends. And so he comes to a lot of my matches.
Talented.
He was there with Jay-Z. They're in my corner. And Jarzinho's last weigh-in, which was dirty boxing, was like 255, 260, right? And if you're a man fighting in the UFC heavyweight division for a belt, 265 is the limit. So this comes out. I'm with him and Jay-Z were there. She comes to the other side of the table, and I saw her, and I was like, what? I looked over to Jay-Z and Jarzinho, and I said, yo, this chick is 230. I thought 230. And they heard me at like the thing, and they're like, no, she's 270.
Oh, my gosh.
She was 110 pounds bigger than me that day, like truly. And I remember like, I was like this. I'm like, and all I'm thinking was that she's heavier than Jarzinho.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? And in the warm-up, there's a funny picture. I'm like hugging Jarzinho and he's like, haha, I'm going to fake pick him up. And he's like, Ana, don't hurt yourself. And then my opponent is heavier than him. And so Jay-Z and Jarzinho, so both those guys together have like well over 150 professional fights. And their minds are so strong. They never introduced fear. It was so, they were just like, this is awesome. Especially Jay-Z. He was like, oh, this is great. I'm like,
you're used to this.
And he's like, this is awesome. You're just going to push, shove, circle, circle, octagon style. And I'm like, huh. And they made it seem like no big deal.
Yeah.
And I was like, cool. Like, if I thought it was scary, I would have died because then you're just trying to survive, right?
Absolutely.
So she's walking towards me. Also weird energy in this woman. I mean, 270. She knows she's 100 pounds bigger than everybody. So she's coming out like this. And I go and I push her and I was like, oh shit, that's really 270. I'm like, I pushed her, nothing happened. Okay, so like I circle and I'm like, shove. And so I was like shoving her in her throat, pushing, circling. And thank God I'm in great shape. Like I was a track athlete, right? So I'm like 6 minutes, we're going to push this pace, lady. And at one point the ref, they're all jiu-jitsu guys. And the ref was like tall, but kind of skinny. He was like max 180. At like 2 minutes, he's like, ladies, I need action, takedown attempts. I'm like, bro, you shoot a double leg. Like,
good luck.
Like, seriously? So at like 2 minutes, around that time, I hear her like gassing hard, like she's gassing. Ooh. And I was like, oh, it's working. And then I pushed her like sled across the mat, let go before she stepped out so they wouldn't reset and like push shove. At around 3 minutes, it sounded like she was going to have cardiac arrest. And then I felt safer getting closer. I tried doing a snap down. It was kind of crappy what I did because I'm not used to people that much taller than me. But whatever. She was so tired, she dropped.
Smart. You played that very smart. Not crappy.
I sprawled on her inside control. She started to turn towards me, and I was like, "Oh no, she can't get back up." So I spun around her head, and I tore a kimura. And when she tapped, I was going to become Brazilian and praise Jesus in like every language I can think of.
Oh my gosh. I can imagine that the relief, number one, and number two, that what you did work, that you it paid off. It worked out. And there's something to be said for that.
You can't learn that in a book. That was crazy.
No, that's on the job training.
So, and like, thank God for my corner, because they're such tough guys that they were unfazed. Like, I think almost anyone else would have had like an oh shit moment and then tried to like rally me. Do you know what I mean? But they're so mentally tough that they were like unfazed. They were like, great. And I'm like, and they
amazing.
Put me in a positive. And after her, the other girls are what I expected, like 175, 180. Like after that,
I was gonna say a walk in the park at that point.
It only had 20 pounds on me, nothing.
Holy crap, that is incredible.
Yeah.
People don't realize you can that does happen. You know, you'll get an opponent that is way bigger than you, especially if if you want to push yourself and get a tougher match, an open weight class might be a way to go, and it's tough. I've seen it on Instagram. I've seen it online where, you see a woman go in that's gigantic, and the comments are horrible. Like, 'cause listen, everybody should have the right to compete, right? But I mean, my goodness, that the weight could work against you or for you. And clearly it worked against her, and it worked for you because you were able to push a pace that she couldn't handle.
That was crazy, though. I don't want to do that again. 270 was like, I'm sorry. I just kept thinking she weighs more than Jairzinho.
But you know what? You don't have to do it again. You did it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the beautiful thing, is that you did it and you've had that experience, which is absolutely huge, because if that ever comes again, or anything in that realm of someone that's like, say they're 230 or 220, you're going to be like, wait, I've seen this. I've done this.
Absolutely right. I've done 270, lady. Like, we're good. Like,
yeah. That's actually very important. And it's important that you train with people that are a lot bigger than you, just so you can get that what if feel.
Oh, 100%. 100. Yeah. Book. You have to survive that. You have to like make yourself do it. It's one of those things.
And it's amazing because, I have a lot of people that I talk to, and it's not that I don't have any fear, because I do. There's obviously, somebody on the street could take me down, and, if they're way bigger than me, yeah, there could be a problem. But the fact that I know what I'm doing enough that I could turn those tables on you, and especially in the climate that we're living in. I live in Long Island. I'm very lucky. If I lived in the city, I might be moving out of there right now. It's a tough climate, and it's in a lot of places. And I've seen people go crazy out here, where I actually am so thankful that I trained jiu-jitsu and that I have a good handle on life now, because it's not that I don't have fear, but I'm a lot less worried than I was 5-6 years ago walking around.
Yeah, it gives you confidence. And actually, confidence, I think, is the first repellent to bullies. Bullies pick on weak targets. So it makes
Nobody's going to come up to a person that they can see is like literally like, okay, good luck gonna happen. They're going to come to the person that looks meek, has their kind of their shoulders rounded, their back turned. That's who they're going to come after.
100%. That's why they're a bully. Bullies pick on weak targets. So if you look confident, even if they could win, they're not going to pick you. They're going to go to the next person. That's the first line of defense, is your body language. And
it's huge, and it's so important. And that, I've been saying it for months, if not a year. Everybody should learn jiu-jitsu. Everybody. And I've had people go, oh, well, MMA. I said, no, absolutely. But a lot of people would be very intimidated to learn MMA first. So jiu-jitsu is a great start. It's the gentle art, so it's a little bit more forgiving than going into an MMA class, having not learned anything. And so I think that's very important. And, even more important than going into a kickboxing class. You get the wrestling aspect. There's so much that, and I say to people, if I'm with somebody or somebody comes up to attack me, most guys aren't going to attack a woman and just start punching them. They're not going to rape you and take you down.
They're going to grab you.
Yeah. And if you don't know how to counteract, if you don't know how to counter it, if you don't know how to protect yourself, you're in a lot of trouble. So jiu-jitsu is so important for everybody to learn.
Completely. And it gives you this great awareness of your body in 3D space that very, very, very few things do. And situational awareness, all that stuff. Correct. It's so important. No, I agree. 1,000,000%. Again, which is why I always try to encourage women on the mat. Like, we need this.
Yep. And I think, honestly, they should be teaching it in schools.
I agree. Do you know what the Emirates does that? Did you know that?
Really?
Yeah, I think it's the Emirates. They have a program where it's taught in all the schools.
It's very important because, you see what happens. I look at videos on Twitter all the time of, kids bullying another kid. And, I mean, one, it would be great to teach them in school because maybe they wouldn't be so quick to like, fight on a concrete, maybe they'll go on the grass. It's just, you'll learn a respect for the human body that you don't have, especially as a child. Kids don't have that, they don't get it. It's not a video game.
No, that's completely correct. It's completely correct. And it'll teach them some type of discipline and regard for all of it also, and all of that, and humble them. Like, you think you're a tough guy. That's always the thing, right? It's walk into a real combat gym, a real fighting gym, and you see all men have this delusion that they can fight. It's it's the best. So, like, I'm a man, I can fight. Really? Like,
yeah. Let me tell you, I had a big guy in training. I won't say his name, and I'd only seen him twice, and they made him cry after. It was pretty incredible. He went so hard on me when we first started rolling. I said he asked me how long I had been training. I'm like, 2 years. What about you? And he's like, oh, this is my first week. And I'm like, look at the fucking uniform you're wearing, bro. You're completely lying to me. You definitely been training a lot more than a week. So I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. And we start rolling, and within seconds, I could tell this guy's he's been training a long time. And I stopped, and I said, I literally pushed on him. I said, first off, don't lie to me. I said, where else have you trained? Oh, I did MMA training here. I said, oh, okay, good to know. Okay. So we're going, and it gets me in an armbar. I escape it. I'm all excited. And this guy takes my legs, pulls them, and throws them up over me. Oh. So, and I'm like, in my head, I'm like, did this just really fucking happen? And as they come down, the only thing that I could think of, and I looked at him and I screamed, do you want to do MMA, motherfucker? And I up-kicked him as hard as I could.
Oh, good for you.
And all the coaches turned around. The whole gym turned around. And I'm like, I will fucking kill you, screaming at him. And my coach comes over. He's like, what just happened? And this girl next to us is like, dude, he just threw her legs over her head, was going completely MMA style. And I'm like, this isn't a fucking MMA class. This is jiu-jitsu, bro. Like, what are you
not watching? Calm down. And if you have to beat up women, guess what? He's never watching.
Oh, yeah. And let me tell you, every guy, it was started out with the guy that was teaching the class, to my coach, to the wrestling guy. Every single one of them took a turn on him, and he was crying by the end of it.
Oh, good. I'm so happy to hear.
Literally in tears. And he came up to me and apologized. And I said, that's okay. I said, I'm not accepting your apology. I'll be honest. I said, I'm not going to accept it. I don't like the way that you treated on me. I will never, ever train with you again. We're never rolling again. No. I said, but, it's okay. And I walked away. And I wasn't going to accept it because I didn't want him to know that you could do that again, And he never really, I've seen him once or twice, and he beelines it the other way.
Yeah, that's some weird ego issues, some weird, like, that's a character problem right there. A huge, huge character problem. Too.
That's what I said. If you can't handle a girl escaping your armbar.
Bro, first of all, in training, male or female, a smaller training partner, I mean, you're not in the octagon. Like, I'm literally, so it's like, no one's watching, bro. It's not the Contender Series. You're not getting anything for this. Like,
exactly.
Calm down. Yeah. No, what happens with me is like, I beat up a lot of guys who are not professional. And then I'm like, So like guys who are not like super professional, I beat up a lot of them. And
I love it.
Yeah. And so
I love it. You should run your own bully beat down. I freaking love it.
Well, most of them are normal guys. Sometimes what happens in open mat, I'll get these young boys like who've trained like, they're not professionals, but they've trained like 6-8 years. It's their main identity, And I usually like, I actually do beat them up. And this happens, they'll shake my hand and they'll go sit off the mat on the bench and contemplate life for 15 minutes. Literally, this happened. Like, and then one poor guy who's visiting open mat, and there was two of my friends were there, they're both UFC guys. And I had to practice stuff on him because I saw he wasn't very good. I think he was like a blue belt of some sort. Doesn't matter, young guy. And I was practicing on him. Live action though, he's going live. Oh, that's right. I had to practice bottom game because I don't do a lot of bottom game. So I could like sweep him, like, don't get on top, let him get back. I'm like, fine. And I would sweep him by axe. I'm like, oh, come back. And I did this in front of two guys, one of whom is a very high profile UFC guy because they're my friends, they're watching. This poor kid after the roll, he shook my hand and he just left. I swear to God.
That is incredible. Well, it's an ego bruise for a guy, I'm sure.
I mean, it's an unusual experience. Again, I'm very strong for women.
Well, you're like, very athletic. You can
so it's not a goal. Like, I actually beat them up, like, all kidding aside.
No, I could see it.
Yeah. And
your shoulders, you are in amazing shape.
Yeah, no, I'm Jack girl. Like,
I love it.
And it's I actually beat them up. Yeah. And so, but sometimes, like, not often, rarely, but they'll see it and they're like, oh, I can't lose to this chick, right? They're young guys. and they're like dangerous. And I always think, bro, you want to make it spicy? We can make it spicy. This is not going to go well for you. So they're dangerous because you don't trust them. They might accidentally hit you in the face, whatever it is. They're not like controlled. So with those guys, I just forward smash their faces. So boom, and I'll hold you there for 4 minutes. I'm not going to get hit in the face.
Smart. But this girl a brown belt.
No, so I train. So on Fridays, I'm JC Cavalcante's and Troy. It's at MMA Science. And one of my really good friends, Shorty Torres, he's a fighter.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's one of my best
Shorty
friends.
Torres.
Oh, hey, he's one of my best friends. He was just actually staying over. He crashes here sometimes when he spars in Miami. He's one of my best friends. Anyway, so he was joking about, I'm going to kick your ass and train tomorrow. We're up there. I'm like, bro, and Jay-Z is standing next to him. I said, bro, it's not a flex to beat up women. Like,
it's not.
And he's laughing. And then Jay-Z was like, he goes, I try to beat her up too. It's okay. It's a flex to beat her up.
Well, you're very strong. So you know what? There are girls that are freakishly strong where I'm sure for them, it's like, yeah, no, I got her.
So actually they do. So it's like,
that is amazing.
It's a comedy. He's like, oh, Ana, I try to beat her up too. It's fine.
That's amazing.
I'm like, thanks guys.
Yeah, right. It's got to be a very cool life. You know, I love everything I do. I love everybody I train with. I love all experience of everything I've had. And it's got to be pretty cool, you know, being able to be a woman in this field, competing, you know, at our ages and everything. And, you know, you said you have ADCC trials coming up, right, this weekend?
Mm-hmm.
And then do you have any super fights or anything lined up after that?
No. The last one came up short notice, so who knows? They all kind of found me now.
You might get something in the next couple of weeks lined up really quick.
I love them, anything, because I need competition experience. So anything in Miami, let's go. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Ana, is there anybody you want to thank? Anybody you want to shout out? Anything you want to bring up that we haven't spoken about?
No, honestly, just you know, just thank you to everyone who's been so amazing. Like, let's put the focus back on the positive, because most of it is positive. And again, very lucky to have amazing people. So Baby Monster, JC Cavalcante, Jorginho Rosenstrike. Jorginho came to my first competition when I was a white belt, and he stood there for 4 hours watching girls white belt jiu-jitsu at a new breed. God bless him. And he stood
That's amazing.
And he's been a super great friend all these years. So yeah, big thank you to those three guys.
That's amazing. I'm so proud of you, and so grateful to have spoken to you and to have met you in a bizarre way that just worked out amazingly. I'd love to do more interviews or podcasts with you in the future. You are a lot of fun, and you have great energy.
Thank you. Likewise. Thank you for reaching out. Thank you for finding me. And see, look, we're creating all sorts of positivity from this. So
it's important. And I would actually love to do, like I said, a lot more, because there isn't enough positivity out there, and women, you know, working with women. So I'm going to reach out to you after this, and we'll set some more things up. But I'm really, really excited for the future that you have in front of you, Ana. And don't let anybody with the, I'm sure you're not going to let anybody's bad comments get you down, because I saw maybe one or two and I'm like, these motherfuckers.
People who've never trained.
Exactly.
It's like literally the guys in their mom's basements watching guys fight
potatoes.
And they're like, he sucks. I would have done that. No, you wouldn't have. Like,
that's the best. It's like, get in there and tell me that you would have done it.
Yeah, please. And first of all, if you were actually in front of that guy, you'd pee on yourself. Like, that's like all good.
Literally.
Exactly.
Literally. Ana, thank you so much for taking your time out of your Thursday to speak to me. And I really greatly appreciate it. And I am very much looking forward to seeing your career in the future and everything that you have going for you.
Likewise. Thank you so much. Thank you for taking the time to interview me, and I'm wishing you many great things ahead as well.
Thank you so much, Ana.
Thank you.